right, welcome back. As you guys can see, the bike is back. I just picked it up from the frame shop. Shout out GP Frame and Wheel for really taking care of the bike. Ultimately, because I crashed, I wanted to just get some peace of mind and make sure that the bike frame, swing arm, forks, and everything were just good before I started this rebuild. It is recommended getting the whole bike looked over when you crash. Doesn't matter if it was a low side, a high side, high speed or slow speed, just to make sure that the bike is not twisted, bent, or broken in any sort of way. Fortunately, he did ensure me that the R1s do take crashes pretty well, so that kind of gave me some peace of mind. I just picked it up. He said that for the most part, the frame is good. The swing arm is good. He said that one of the forks was slightly bent, and then the upper triple was a little tweaked. He did straighten everything out, and now like everything is back within spec for the bike, and everything is now good to go for the rebuild, which is such good news. In these boxes right here, we have a new subframe from Moto Holders, a whole new race tail. We got some grips, and then this special piece right here. Excuse my hands, I just got back from work. It's dirty. Anyway, the bike would not start. I'll show you guys right now. It all turns on. Excuse my janky little rig here. But when you hit the button, okay, so this is the starter relay that is making that noise. I did look it up on YouTube to check if anybody else was having the same problem. One of the other guys did. He did just replace his starter relay. This guy right here, you have two fuses, two connectors, one of them that goes to the actual battery itself. So we're gonna start off with this just to make sure that the bike can start back up. Like, that's the biggest thing right now. So if it's not this, we're gonna have to keep digging to see what it is. But before we get into that, I want to go over these parts because these parts are freaking gorgeous and they're gonna make the bike look so much better. So the first thing that we're gonna check out is this new subframe from Moto Holders. I've been wanting a subframe anyway, so this was the perfect excuse. But look at this thing. Let me get closer. I hope you guys can see it. But this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I wanted the black one. I can't figure out why I didn't get the black one. That's the one that I wanted. But anyway, we got this. It's gonna look so much better. Who knows? Silver with the blue might look pretty good. Who knows? But we're gonna put this aside. And for probably my favorite parts, I don't even really know if I want to use them like for the track because of how nice they are and how expensive they were. But I don't know. We'll see. So this took me like 2 months to get. It's a full rear tail, a full race tail in carbon from Carbonin. I believe that's the company's, that's how you pronounce it, Carbonin. But here's the undertail, full carbon. I did opt to get the tail light cut out because I do run the Superbike Assassin rear tail light, and if you guys don't know about those, like the best tail light on the market, I would show you guys, but mine's ripped at a Button Willow. It's out there on the ground somewhere. But like basically, it's like a race style tail light, and there's a button that's like an on or off switch. So if I want to go to the track, I can just turn it off. Normally they have you unplug your tail light or they have you tape it up. But with the Superbike Assassin one, you don't need to do that. All you have to do is just hit the button and it's off. So really easy to use. It looks great, super sleek. So that's the bottom section. This is the seat panel that the seat bolts to. and then this bolts to the subframe. I believe. There's like no instructions anywhere, so we're gonna learn how to put this stuff on together because I have no idea. Next is probably my favorite piece is the upper seat portion. The upper seat cowl. I don't know, but it's a full upper seat deck. It's all one piece, super clean, super sick. And compared to other carbon parts that I've had, this is way lighter than any like RPM carbon stuff like that. Those parts are great, but this is like way lighter. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the amount of clear coat on them, but this is like a piece of paper. It's pretty crazy. And because of how light it is, like if this happens again, this is gonna be exploded. So that's why I kind of don't want to do it. And then both of the little tail wing parts, don't know how you really say it, but you guys know what I mean. Here's the other side. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, they go like that. You guys know what I mean. And then last but not least, I've had this seat because I had to get a new seat. The stock seat won't fit with the race fairings. But I think I bought the wrong seat. We're gonna try to make it work, but there's no promises. So I went on GYTR's website and I picked up this R1 seat, this race seat. It's full fiberglass. It's really cool. It's stamped R1. It's stamped GYTR. It's really sick. Unfortunately, I kind of did like a little mock-up when the parts first came in, and the bolt holes for this are a little too narrow for the seat panel. So this might not work. It might work. I don't know. If I have to like make it work, I'll make it work. But if we gotta order another one, we'll just have to order a whole new seat. That Carbonin actually makes a seat that goes with the kit. I just didn't really want it. So if we gotta get it, we will. But dropping stuff already. But yeah, so before all the fun stuff, we gotta make sure the bike starts. So let's swap this relay over and see if we can get it to start up. All right, I hope this works. I kind of have like the camera holder in like a weird spot, but we're gonna make it work, I think. But first thing first, we gotta disconnect this battery. Anytime you're doing electrical stuff, always disconnect the battery just to be safe. Just unscrew them like this. Simplest things are the things that you mess up. All right, swap this guy out. Oops. All right. It's all in. Please. Please. Oh my God. All right, I'm not even gonna lie. That was depressing. So the bike didn't even start. So we're just gonna put this on pause. We're gonna just take everything out so I can put the subframe in so I can feel a little bit better. So let's get to taking this stuff apart. All right, fast forward a little bit. We got everything gutted. Just got to pull the main four. I think they're T55s or they're T50s. And then yank this thing out and throw it in a garbage can. They are, focus. All right, they are a T50. So if you are doing a rear subframe on an R1, they're T50s. So all right, let's pull this out and then I'll get back to you guys. All right, out with the old. Dang, imagine how easy it is to do the rear shock now. That would have been nice a few months ago. All right, so it is all on. Gas tank is back in. All the insides are all back together. Bike still won't start. Not too sure why, but yeah, I'm gonna try to throw the bottom carbon tail section on and see if we can see how that looks. All right, so I'm going to leave the battery on the charger for like an hour or two, see if it can get some life into it. Maybe the battery's just low. We'll see. But besides that, the subframe is on. The bottom section of the tail is on. There's just no tail light, obviously. And then the two little wing parts are all in. All the brackets, everything fits really good. It's like a really tight fit. It fits. It's just super tight, which is like pretty good, you know. So I'm still I'm trying to figure out how like the seat stuff goes, because there's no instructions for any of this. So I'm kind of just winging it, seeing like how I think it looks best, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we're almost done. I obviously can't throw the top on because it's charging right now, but yeah, we're almost done. A side note, check these out. Dang. Chrome core motos? All right. These are not for me. They're not for me. They're for a buddy, but never seen chrome ones. Those are pretty sick. All right, it is the next day. I was messing with it the entire day when I got home, and the bike would not start. I kept the battery on the charger. I was checking everything. It would just want to make the starter relay click. The fuel pump was priming, but just click, 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 click. No start, no crank, no anything. So, like, low-key, I was starting to kind of freak out a little bit, because I was looking up forums and stuff, and like they were saying the motor might be seized, try this, try that. I was like, all right. So anyway, I went to sleep, got up today, was talking to some of my coworkers, some friends, some guys on Instagram, and they were like, well, it's a possibility that in your crash, it could have messed up your battery. I was like, maybe, I don't really know. So I went and bought a new battery, this Duraboost lithium ion battery. I was just running the OEM battery still because it was doing me fine, you know, blah, blah, blah. I came home, I put this one in, and it got the bike to crank. I was like, all right, that's like a huge step. The motor's not seized. Took like a huge relief off of my, I had a carbon flying around. But anyway, I let the battery fully charge for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then the bike was like wanting to crank over. Like it was kind of just missing something, you know. So since I don't have my throttle tube and everything, obviously I kind of just had it ghetto rigged. Where's it at? It's right here, with the throttle tube in my hand, and as I was cranking it, I was just slightly cracking the throttle open, and it fired up. But it would only stay on when I had the throttle applied. And then like once the bike warmed up, I was able to let go of the throttle, and then the bike idled perfectly fine. So big plus. I'll start it up for you guys. It's like super loud. There's only the headers and then the like the mid pipe section, so it's stupid loud for no reason. But she's on. So, whew, I'm very excited about that. But yeah, besides that, the subframe is in. The lower section of the tail is in. The wings are in. Still just no tail light, but it's okay. I was mocking up the upper portion of the carbon fiber piece, and a lot of the holes aren't like a direct match, which is normally pretty expected with carbon fiber pieces, especially like the aftermarket carbon with the aftermarket subframe. Stuff is not going to align like OEM, which I really wasn't expecting it to. So I did have to make a couple new holes just to get everything to fit. There is the seat tray that I do have to still modify to get to line up with these 4 holes. But yeah, I also need some shallower bolts, some shorter bolts for the battery tray. As you can see, I have a bit of room there, so they are just bottomed out. But like with the battery, this lithium battery is like a lot smaller, so I'm gonna try to figure out how I can strap this battery down, if I can zip tie it somehow, maybe just, you know, something just to keep it from moving around like this. I put the like little pads that it comes with, but it needs a little bit more than that. So let's try to get the battery secured down, and then let's try to get the top piece of the carbon mounted up, and we should be pretty good to go. I need to wash it. I want to do it when the bike is on, so like everything can just stay running. My throttle tube will be here next week, so I can put everything back on. I'll get a reservoir tomorrow so I can put brakes back in this thing. And then the very last piece would be the steering stabilizer was blown out, so it will need to be rebuilt. There are the aftermarket ones like the Olin's or like the GPR one. I might get a GPR one, or just get the factory one rebuilt for now so I can just get back on the road. But yeah, guys, she's coming back together. This lighting is kind of weird right now, but the carbon looks insane, especially with the subframe too. It looks beautiful. I do not want to grenade this one, but yeah, we'll see. All right, so we're all back in. I briefly washed the bike up a little bit better, but yeah, I think that this is a pretty good stopping point. Everything is on. I'm gonna grab some hardware for the bolts tomorrow for the seat, the actual seat. But besides that, everything's looking pretty good. Like I said, this stuff will all be here on Monday, so I can have the whole front end complete again. I did try to put this seat on, and unfortunately this seat is not gonna work. It looks super cool, but I'm not gonna be able to use it, not only because of the bolt pattern, but just because of the shape of the seat cowl, and then the shape of this, of the actual seat. So I'm gonna have to get the Carbonin seat that they recommend with this. Obviously they recommend it for a reason, but I mean, that is a pretty good point for this part of the video. So next video, we should have mostly everything buttoned back up. We should have the seat on, the buttons, maybe an exhaust. I'm not too sure yet. But once we get all of that stuff, I'll get the front stabilizer rebuilt, and then I'll throw everything back on, and we should be able to go for a ride and make sure that the bike is okay. So besides that, if you guys did make it to the end, I appreciate you very much, and we will see you guys next time.